All right, so welcome, you guys.
To VibeCast Studios. Today, I want to talk about, the election.
Do it, man. It's a good topic.
Have you decided who you voting for? It's crazy because in the beginning of 2020, I'm like, man, this is a landslide. I don't care if they put Oprah on the ballot. Right. Even though I think that still could be a pretty cool thing. But what I'm saying is, I thought it would be a landslide whoever they put against
Trump, right?
Trump.
Yeah.
And then, as we get closer to the election, man, I'm at the point, man, that I don't know. Man, the Joe Biden, me and a significant other, we was watching some of the talks, and one was about an old prosecutor and Hunter Biden and the Biden family.
That's his son, right?
And how corrupt the Biden family is, and the only thing that gives me hope, and it's crazy because Obama's not on the ballot, is that he had ties with him. You know what I'm saying? He was Obama's VP.
Oh man, let me cut you off. And that's all he got, bro. That's all he has is that one claim to blackness.
Right.
And he thinks he can hold on to it and get the black vote from that.
Right.
And that's to me, that's not the right way to go about it. Right. Like that's almost as bad as Hillary Clinton trying to do the nay-nay. You know what I mean? To get the black vote. He's holding on to Obama's coattails still. Right. But it's like, this is what I battle with. You've been in politics for 47 years, man. What have you done? What can you stamp and be like, man, Biden did that? I don't remember shit he done, bro.
No. I think the best thing he done was he was the VP.
Yeah.
To the most clean, like in my opinion, people have their different feelings about Barack Obama, but
best president there ever was.
The cleanest.
Well spoken. 8
years that history has ever seen. So, in that connection, it does a lot for him, and I try to listen to his messages and stuff like that. Here's my biggest problem with the election.
Talk about it.
I think the American people is dumb.
No, I think, man.
I think we got to the point where we don't give a shit about who's our president. Like
it's crazy because it's like the lesser of two evils, right? It's like you got the Emperor from like Star Wars and like Voldemort from Harry Potter.
Right.
Like who do you want to be president? It's
exactly.
Like I gotta pick. I have to pick though. Like,
but we got to a point where in the American society, supposed to be number one nation in the world, that we are okay with the two people that's fighting for presidency is Donald Trump and Biden.
Yeah, and it's crazy. They're almost 80.
We're like immune to the bullshit that we hear. Like, I think we would criticize the ESPN announcers and people that our boys leaving in the back, but I think they'd criticize Shaquille O'Neal and the ESPN crew more than they would do for our own presidents at this moment.
It's weird, man, because it's like we're a country that's divided, but at the same time, we have so many prominent black and brown people in this country. It's almost laughable. There's so many smart black and brown people, and we landed on two 80-year-old white guys. And then their excuse is, you've been in office for 47 years, but it's like, again, this goes back to the what have you done, bro?
So here's a topic I had with somebody the other day, right? And we're talking about the presidency and stuff like that. And I said, at some point, should we have an age limit on the presidency?
I think we should, because we basically, if you're voting for Biden, you're basically voting for Kamala Harris. Your vote is going to her, not him.
Like,
because if he dies in office, who's president?
Here's a real concept I was thinking about last night.
Hope he doesn't die.
And I was conversation. I was saying, like, we know if Trump wins, he has 4 more years. Whether that's good or bad, we know he has 4 more years. We see what he did his last 4 years. Yes, things got worse, and yes,
I feel like his health can bring him another 4 more years.
4 more years.
He can live.
But can Biden do 8? Like 8?
Are we? I didn't even think that.
I'm thinking about 2 terms right now, right?
Oh my god!
Because man, when was the last president that didn't do 2 terms? So, can he do 8 years?
I think Bush's dad, he might have did too. I don't know. See, that's a good question, though.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's like...
Let me ask you this. When you look at Trump...
Hey, go get It's Just Water. Still drinking mine. If you haven't seen that segment, see it. Chuck was amazing. So, shout out to It's Just Water.
Definitely. CEO of Just Water. We had him on last podcast. So, check this out. Hear me the whole time, though, because it's going to get crazy, right?
Okay.
When you look at Trump and when you hear that person speak to other people, you feel like he has a dominance effect or something. Like he's not one to shy away, right?
Right.
I don't want to say I feel safe with Trump. I'm not saying that. I don't want to say I feel safe. But when you look at Biden, do you feel anything at all? Like, or do you feel excited? Like, I can't wait for him to be in. Like,
right. Exactly.
I'm not getting that either.
Exactly.
So it's like they're both. But I'd rather have Trump like represent America than Biden. He could die on the podium, like speaking to Japan.
Right.
Trump would probably die talking shit to Japan.
The one thing I like about Trump, and I know my family's seeing this right now. They're already deciding to kick me out of the family. But the one thing I like to see about Trump, he is the smoothest person that live that you can ask him a question. Not only will he not answer that question,
no pressure.
He will bring up a subject that was never
invent his own. Oh, you asked me about the stock market. No, Mr. President.
But here's what I thought is great is what we did for the people in Guatemala.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? Like
he got famous off that though.
I feel like it's America need to learn how to do it more. Like as in your presidency, yes, and then he'd be like, oh, he didn't answer our question. Other than sound dumb sometimes.
Or did he dodge it expertisely?
Exactly.
Which one is it, though? He's a very good bobber and weaver.
Has anyone ever hit you with a question you wasn't ready for?
All the time, yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Right? So, learning that skill, I think he should, after his presidency, if it's whether this term or next term, I think he should give classes that I probably would pay for to see how to dodge a question.
How to be, right?
The presidential way.
How to deal with the news. And this is going to sound weird too, but I view Trump, man, this is going to be weird.
No, just you gotta say it. You
got it now. Look, I view Trump as Hitler, man.
Oh,
I know that, man.
Oh, shit.
But look, only in this sense, not like the burning juice thing, not that, but the fact that he is an absolute undisputed master of the manipulating the media. He knows how to do it. He's he knows where the cameras are. He knows where to turn. Like he's very aware of TV and how to use that.
Well, he had his own TV show.
Biden has been in his house for 3 months. Trump has been out here. You know what I mean? Like the difference between these two men is staggering, though. The fact that they can even be on the same stage.
Well, also, Biden's trying to do 2 terms, bro. With Corona right now, man, he got.
But 2 terms, bro.
But you brought up something fascinating.
He'd be almost 80. He would almost be 90 years old if he does 2 terms.
Crazy. But listen. You brought up something interesting. What you just said. Because basically, comparing Trump to Hitler I think democracy is dead. America is
in what sense? In what sense?
What I'm saying is here's what I'm saying. I look at the polls. I look at this. I see that Biden's on some polls. I see Trump is starting to gain a little bit now that they're talking about Biden is corrupt. But everything I hear the people say is not what we get. Does that make sense? If you listen to people, says, what does the people want right now?